Sexy People Podcast. I'm Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Elizabeth Hansen.
Hello.
Hello, friend.
We're back.
Hey.
It's been like more than a year.
I've never met you.
Not in person.
I've never met you.
This is it.
Thank you for moving to New York.
Cheers to new friends.
Yeah, thank you for moving to New York and giving me access. And thank you for the tea. We don't have to shout out the brand, but tell me what this tea is.
This is a stress relief kava tea.
And this way they can impersonate us or whatever.
Yeah, it's herbaceous.
People buy panties and socks, and they would buy whatever you eat and drink to make themselves feel good.
Yes, yeah, totally. I would dip the panties in the tea, and then that would give it that really authentic stress relieving flavor.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm kind of a sicko. I want this is the person I'm dating. If I go away, I want them to sneak underwear into my bag.
Sneak underwear into your bag?
Yeah. I'm stealing it already without
I was going
to
say, is it more fun if they put it in there and you find it later?
Both.
Or if you take it and then they're looking for it later and they're texting you like,
both.
have you seen my underwear?
I don't think women know where their underwear is. Because
I always know where my underwear
I've taken
is.
so much underwear.
Okay, well, I'll keep my eye on you.
I've taken so much
What do you do
underwear.
with it after you've taken it?
It's just around.
Do you have like a wall of underwear? Is there a panty wall?
No, that would be like on the wrong side of masculinity. They're just like I'm on the positive side. It's like they're like in like a remembrance space. They're not.
So
like,
they're on a
attached to the
shrine.
wall with like a tag on them.
No, it's a shrine.
Sure.
Are they ever washed?
No.
That would
that's
defeat the whole purpose.
Whole point. So they usually get acquired during a sexual escapade.
That makes
so
sense.
So they've come off, as they tend to.
During sexual escapades.
Yes. Although I'm also very pro leave them on. And then I'll just,
That's one of my pet peeves.
Leave them on?
Is leaving them on. I hate that. I hate when a guy does that.
When a guy leaves his on?
No, when he leaves my underwear on
Why?
and still tries to fuck me.
Why?
Because it will slide over and then a little bit of it'll get stuck next to even if it's pulled to the side. No, but it's so much work to manage. I don't want to be thinking about managing my underwear while I'm getting fucked.
Manage it.
Well, they never do. They never do.
I would hate to be a woman. The stories that I hear
honestly
sound awful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I try to have the best sex of my life every day. That's honestly I had that realization this morning.
Every day is a new high.
It's a new high, sure. But also, you're I don't know. It's like, I don't, but again, it's so hard to be me and say things and have it not sound like toxic masculinity. But it's like, I want to hit it. I want to hit it. I want to hit my high score, But I want to
But is the score quantity or quality?
No, it's quantity. No, sorry, it's quality. It's
okay, then it's not toxic masculinity. I think
somebody when you confuse those two, you're like, yeah, no, it's quality.
And you're like, fuck, that's not what I meant. Well, I think the toxic masculinity side would be if it was quantity. If it's just, I want to bang this many chicks.
Yeah.
Then it's like, what's the point? But if it's like, I want to keep having better and better sex as I grow and learn and expand as a person, that makes fucking sense. I agree.
Remember that they had that sketch on Key and Peele where
I love Key and Peele.
Where it was the Obama's anger translator.
Yeah.
You're like my make it sound not shitty translator. Like, dude, when I go on stage, I have to
So I should work in PR. That's what I'm hearing. Do you want me to be your manager?
Don't fuck with me. That's what I've been looking for a long time.
I've never been a manager before, but people tell me I should be a dom, so I feel like that's like a step away.
I would love for you to yell at people on my behalf.
I like yelling at people when it's on someone else's. I won't do it for myself, but I'll do it for other people.
So much is happening. Okay, wait. So is your tendency to sexually to be a dom?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, I really wish that it was because I think it would be so fun.
You'd rather be choked than choke.
It's just that I'm worried about hurting people and I don't want to hurt someone.
I don't think you're going to hurt anybody.
I'm afraid of hurting them. I don't want to hurt them.
What it feels like. It's difficult. It's difficult to be in love and then spit in someone's throat.
Is it?
It is. It is. Because on the one, dude. So I'm in a toxic, awful thing right now, and I'm in love, but it's not.
It's not healthy love.
I'm also confused. She doesn't listen to podcasts, so it doesn't matter. But so she went to spit in my mouth the other day, and I had to catch it and I was like, oh no, I'm not into that, and I had to whoosh. And I don't even like. I don't like any of the girls. I don't even like if you're blowing me and then you put your hand on the bed. I don't even like that. I'm like mad.
Just random
I'm just,
fluids.
Like, looking at the sheets and just like twitching. Yeah, like
yeah, that pisses me off too.
And then just like wipe it. Like I had somebody wipe it on the curtain once, and I was like, no.
On the curtain?
Yeah, because they knew I didn't like a wet hand put on me. So then they thought the solution was to wipe it on a curtain, and it's not even my curtain, but it still upset me. It like takes me out.
It's a matter of principle.
I don't know what the principle is.
The principle is, I don't know, keep the fluids where the fluids should be.
Well, I love a sloppy blowjob. So
see,
what
you
are
can't
you
love a sloppy blowjob and then not like the slop.
But like, yeah, like what he's no. I mean, there's plenty of that. I like spitting, but I don't want the spit to touch me. I like coming. I don't want the cum to touch me.
Are you afraid of your own cum?
Yeah, I don't. I just made a video because I have an OnlyFans. I just made a video where I came on myself, and I had to like make it. Like I had to make like a decision about doing it, and it got in my belly button, and it's still in there. I think. Like it hasn't come out.
You need a power washer?
I don't know. I'm also 35 pounds overweight, so there's way more belly button than there ever has been. So I'm in like.
It's cushion for the pushing.
I guess, but it's not in the right places. When you're a man and you get overweight, you just get a belly and then your butt goes away.
That's the idea of the dad bod. That's the whole appeal of it.
That's not real. The only reason we have a dad bod is because we wanted to like keep Leonardo DiCaprio around. Like,
no, fuck Leonardo DiCaprio. First off,
thank you.
Not about that. Not in any way.
Thank you.
But I am a huge fan of the meme of women announcing their 26th birthday as their Leonardo DiCaprio birthday.
So this is recent, right? And so about a year and a half ago, I made a video about how we need to cancel Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm ready.
Nobody's on board. And when I do it, when I do it at shows, women are not on board. Women really want to keep
because they're like, oh, but Titanic. Rose,
I set the cutoff. I said, listen, if you were born after Titanic, that's it. You can't fuck him. Now, look, if you were around and you were at like sexual age of when Titanic came out, fine, you can fuck him.
But he won't fuck you if you're over the age of 25.
Right. Right, and so the major point is like number one is like he's got a Bugs Bunny body. It's revolting, right? He's got I
don't spend a lot of time looking at his body.
Well, you can't avoid it on a lot of things. He's got no legs, he's got no butt, he's got a little bit of a belly. He's very flat everywhere except for his little belly. He's got a Bugs Bunny body, and the main point
I'm not here to body shame him. I am here to personality shame him.
I appreciate that
and choice shame him.
Fine. I like you keeping me in line.
He's a twisted, perverted man.
Yeah. Well, and
I don't care what he looks like.
Yeah.
Because that's an external thing, right? That's not his worth. Yeah. Get in line.
But you're ruining my bit. But
I'm a buzzkill. Get used to it.
But if he was your dad and he was banging 20-year-olds and he's 50,
I don't want to talk about my dad.
Years old. He's 55 years old. We would put an end to it.
Okay, but to be fair.
Yes.
I have banged 55-year-olds.
That is fair. But you're no longer 21 years old.
I'm 26 now.
Yeah. So you're right on the Leonardo DiCaprio cusp.
No. This was my Leo birthday, the most recent. I'm 26. I'm out of Leo range. Is
that what they're calling it?
Yeah, the 26th birthday.
So I just heard today that he just started dating a 27-year-old, and it's in response to the thing. He's dating one of the Hadids.
Oh well, it's one of the Hadids. So first off, I think they're lizard people. Bella and Gigi?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
They're lizard people for sure. They don't age.
So I don't know who or what. I know that one of them was with The Weeknd.
They're two sisters that are supermodels.
Okay, are they?
And they come
twins?
from a really, really rich family. No, they're not twins. One is older, and I think the older one is Bella, and she's like dark haired and sleek and intense, and then the younger one is like blonde and kind of bubbly and a little softer.
Are they valid as supermodels?
I mean, they're fucking gorgeous.
Okay, so they deserve it.
But also, they're from like it's kind of like the Cara Delevingne thing, like. Okay.
Is she rich?
She's from like British lordship family.
Oh, I didn't know that. You know, that's why I joined
her family
Raya.
is ridiculous. That's why you joined.
They told me she was on Raya. There was an article out there. She was on Raya. That's why I joined Raya. I love her. She hasn't dated a man in a long time.
I mean, I would honestly. I may say things right now, but I would date her in a second. I love a hot woman.
I would love you to date her. So
let her know.
When Ariana Grande started dating Pete Davidson. All my thought was, oh, she's so much closer to me now. Like, I know Pete Davidson, and
New York Comics Unite.
I could fuck her. Yeah. So like that was my thought process, was that I could get Ariana Grande now because she's closer. So if you got Cara,
although to be fair, I think she's like 1.5 feet taller than me, so it would be.
Is she tall?
She's a supermodel. Of course, she's tall.
I think she's not. I think she's the exception. She's not. She was an actor first.
Can I do it?
Are you gonna Google it?
Okay, Google.
Cara Delevingne. Alexa, how tall is Cara Delevingne? No, that's not going to get us there. Fandom.com.
She's 6 feet tall.
She's 6 feet tall?
6 feet tall.
I didn't know that.
She's a supermodel.
I didn't know that.
To do runway, you have to be over 5'10".
I thought she was an actor who then got all these other opportunities.
No.
Are you shitting in my coffee?
I will if you want me to, but
I would love to see the two. I would love to see the two of you together. Would you do scat play? We're so off topic.
What is scappling?
Scat play.
No, I absolutely would not ever do scat play. Okay, absolutely not. That is a hard no.
Okay.
I just wanted to make myself uncomfortable.
Don't offer to shit in my coffee if it's not genuine. That's bullshit. All right. So why are you in New York? You've been wanting to be here for a long time.
I have wanted to be here since the first time I ever came to New York when I was 15 years old.
Okay.
On a church youth group trip.
So we did it in the last episode. You're a former Mennonite. You're either way. You're like is evangelical the right word?
Yeah.
You're like an evangelical Christian daughter.
Was yes, daughter. There we go.
Yeah, you're in
the past tense.
You're in the space. Well, no one really. Well, that's not fair because your whole family stayed. But no, I was gonna say nobody really stays. The people that I know, honestly, are the people that like came to it after, and those are the people that kind of freak me out more.
Right, the people that are like, I've lived a cool life. You know what would be great? Fundamental Christianity. I think that sounds nice.
And I always think it's a response to something.
I think that if someone is like overexposed to the world in a way that they see the worst of humanity and they're dealing with a lot of, betrayals of trust and pain, that they will seek something that seems simple and wholesome as a response.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I was going to say something shittier. I was like, I think there's plenty of people that have like sucked a dick accidentally, and then they decided to be evangelical Christian because.
Oh, you mean like men that are rejecting their gayness?
Yeah.
Oh, that's totally a thing.
Yeah.
Did you know this is a real fact?
Yeah.
During the RNC, the services of gay escorts skyrocket.
I believe that
every year.
Yeah, I mean
it's a huge event for the
male escort. There's a lot of gay vibes, and there's a lot of gay faces. And I mean this in a positive way. Not of those specific people because they're doing terrible harm to the world. But I
swear to God, every time I drink something, I put it straight into my lungs.
Okay. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, I don't think that I don't. It started when I was like 24, and I don't know why. And I can't stop consistent. It.
So I have something similar. But if I eat a sandwich, somehow the crumbles of the sandwich go straight in my windpipe because I don't know how to breathe while I eat a sandwich. I've never said this to anybody. I don't know how to breathe.
Let it out. It's okay. Speak your truth.
I don't know why that's true, but every time I try to eat a sandwich, I get stuck.
Have you just given up on sandwiches?
No.
Or you just choke all day?
No, I try every day.
Maybe it's a new kink. You just like being choked by your sandwich.
You know what my new kink is?
What's your new kink?
Apologize.
Scat in your coffee?
So because I only date people who can't apologize. If you apologize while I'm inside you, I've never been bigger. It's like the craziest thing.
Apologize? Does it matter what you're apologizing for?
No, I don't want like a detail. I just want you to say I'm sorry, and then just keep saying it
while you come.
No, well, because if you start saying I'm sorry, you're gonna extend my thing for like another hour. I had sex for 2 hours this morning. Like I was like I gotta move and I gotta.
Oh, I see why you're still in the toxic relationship.
I had sex for 2 hours this morning. Yeah, but I'm having sex for 2 hours in any relationship. Like so how do I say this without being shitty? Like women are not like stopping early. Men are.
Well, see, the thing is, the timeline is different for everyone.
For sure.
Because there have been times when I've had sex for 2 hours when like an hour in, I've been like, okay, like this is enough of this.
Yeah.
But it depends on the sex. Because there are also times when I'm like, oh, I could go all night.
Yeah. I hear that idea that somebody's in there too long. And I don't know if that's a. And then in that case, I'm like, just give me a 3 taps.
Yeah.
Like I can go anytime.
Literally keeping it on tap.
Yeah. Tap out. Let's rip it. Yeah, but so the older I get, the less I'm capable of like a quickie, actually.
Because do you think you're invested in it?
I get enveloped. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you're more in touch with yourself.
No, I've always been a weird like 45-minute sex freak. Like.
I don't know how weird that is.
I think it's
that
weird.
Seems like a good thing.
I think it doesn't match the society, right? I don't think most dudes are that, right? Because all the jokes of like, dude, it's like a 2-pump chump. That's not made up. Like that's a thing that people are experiencing.
There are some for sure, but there's a broad spectrum.
So, but I've always been.
I had an ex-boyfriend that was like he could go for 2 hours. Yeah. For sure. Sometimes way longer than that.
But you're saying it's bad.
Sometimes I was like, I'm going to need an ice pack after this.
Sure.
Like, this is just too much friction.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
But, I mean, most of the time, it's nicer on that side than the other side. Because otherwise, you're like, okay, well.
Now we're speaking.
We just started. Where are we going?
On what side? What side? You're saying the long side over the short side?
I'm saying both sides can have issues.
I see.
And you got to kind of feel it out, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I mean, and then also there's great sex where two people make each other come like immediately, like lightning fast, like with precision.
I don't know anything about that.
You really don't?
My body does not come quickly. It just doesn't. I wish that it would.
Can you explain?
It just doesn't.
Can you explain why? And then is it a build-up situation? Or what happens that it takes time?
It's like a mental thing.
Okay.
Where I have to like step out of my headspace because I always have like 80,000 different thoughts running through my mind at any moment. And that's why I like being choked is because it'll actually like
no shit
put me in the moment.
As soon as I put my dick in somebody, I get so far outside the realm. Even if we're like 69ing, and this isn't a fun new one, is like just doing fun different stuff than I used to with my hands, trying some stuff. I get so far outside of myself. I can come at any time. Like I have access to the thing. Once we're in
That's gotta be nice.
It's wonderful. But then also like because of that, I want it to last like a certain like there's like a moment where I'm like I would like to come right now. And then I almost like stage it in my head, and then I try to like work it out in reality, as long as like it's all stuff that's in bounds, right? But so. You're in your head, you're having sex, you want to have sex.
I want to have sex. I'm enjoying the sex, but I'm simultaneously like thinking about the texture of the sheets and thinking about the way the light is hitting on the sky and then hearing myself grunt like in the third person or moan or whatever and being like, is this moan maybe too loud? Maybe I should try and not moan because I'm being a little too loud. And then I'm thinking about my breathing pattern and it's all happening simultaneously.
Are you worried that you're like unattractive during the process?
No, it's not that. I just am always a very observant, very conscious person. And there's just in any moment, anywhere, I'm noticing and thinking about everything.
Weird.
And the brain does not turn off.
So it's not that you can't, that you're unable to come fast. You just have to get out of your head and then you can come.
It's just not a thing that's really happened for me. Like when I masturbate, I can come quickly. No. Coming happens for me.
Yeah.
But like when I masturbate, I can come quickly because I will just like zero in and focus.
I got to get this nut.
But when I'm with another person, my focus is on the connection with the other person and not on the coming.
Why doesn't that turn you on more?
It's not that it turns me on.
Yeah.
It turns me on. But there's also a weird thing. I don't know if other women experience this, but where once I get to a certain level of turned on, it's actually harder to come.
Sure. Well, that speaks to men too. Like I've been like, viscosity is not the word, but I want my dick to be a certain level. When I come, it's like it has to be like the right amount of like gummy to hard, right? And there's too hard, where you don't want to come there. That's dangerous. And then there's too soft. So it's the same idea. You can get to a point where you missed it, like you missed your exit.
So then you have to figure out where to go from there.
I think that speaks to everybody. Yeah, and then sometimes you're just like, I'm not gonna, because then your head plays a lot of it. Because if you think you've gone past it, then a lot of times you have, because now you can't get back into space.
Well, that happens to me big time, where I'll be like, oh, they really want me to come. Well, now I'm thinking about the fact that they want me to come, and I'm not going to come. It's just not going to happen.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
But, I really enjoy sex even if I don't come.
Yeah.
So it's not like a be-all, end-all for me.
It's interesting.
But it's frustrating.
It's hard to tell. So sometimes, like, there was a point where I was like, I think it might have been a particular sexual relationship, and I wasn't... things weren't ideal for me. Something about I don't remember exactly what the circumstances were, but the focus wasn't on me. But then it would be at the end, and like so a lot of times I was like fine not coming, but then that freaks women out if you're a dude and you don't come.
Oh yeah.
And you can't fake
because we're so accustomed to men.
Dude. Yeah, that's the end of sex. Yeah, dude comes.
What I love, it's so rare, but what I love is if a man comes, and then he eats me out.
Sure.
Because I'm like, fuck yeah! Like I get so turned on by you coming.
You haven't finished yet.
I haven't finished yet. He comes.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, oh, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, now I'm going to make you come. Because then I can actually just like take. That's why I like blindfolds too, is I can really just be more present to the moment.
Interesting.
It kind of slows my brain down a little.
No blindfold. Are you mad if somebody has their eyes closed the whole time?
No.
Are you mad if somebody has their eyes open the whole time?
Sometimes it'll weird me out.
Right.
Like, it depends on who it is, though, because there are some people where I'm like, ooh, we have this great connection. You look into their eyes, and it's like, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, get in
like,
there.
Like, okay, I have someone like that I met right before I moved to New York.
Okay. Where are they now?
In New York.
Okay.
This is a crazy story. We have hit it, and it's amazing.
Okay.
We met on the subway.
Yeah, this is what living in New York is about.
He's so hot.
And then
so hot.
Who approached you?
I sat down next to him because it was like the only empty seat.
Yeah.
And then
you didn't realize he was hot yet?
Oh no, I realized he was hot, but I wasn't gonna like hit on some random on the subway.
Right. Women never take it upon themselves.
Well, also like that's not what I wasn't like necessarily looking for anything. I hadn't actually moved to New York yet. It was the weekend when I was like scoping things out.
Yeah.
I'd come up to like submit my application and stuff and meet my roommate. And I sit down next to him on the subway, and he turns to me, and he's like, I have a really weird question. Like, what is that? And he points at my pop socket. He's like, I see these all the time. What are they for?
Oh, he knows
pop
exactly
socket.
what it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I was like, oh, this guy knows what it is. But it was a good starter.
This is what's beautiful about men and about having a line. I talk about this on stage. It's like, it doesn't matter what the line is. You just do the one line. And you have the one line, and you just rock that line forever.
Forever?
Right. And then...
what's your line?
And when she responds to it, then you're like, I don't have right. So I have a line like on the sites, right? And it'll be the same line because it's all bullshit anyway. But the notion is like, you just pick a thing, and whatever. I haven't walked up to a person and hit on them, and maybe ever.
Wait,
maybe
you
ever.
haven't?
Maybe ever.
Okay, how are you about to get on me for not making the first move on this
Women
hottie on the
don't,
subway?
No,
I have before, and it's very effective.
Your bounds for rejection are like literally zero.
See,
and
the thing is, I'm a bisexual woman, and I'm terrified of women. And
you should be.
I am. I am. So I understand.
They're so scary.
They are very scary.
That's what I mean. So now you know. So you should take it upon yourself to talk to men.
I approach men whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked as a stripper too.
Yeah.
So
you had to. But that's a sale.
Easy and simple. That's a sale. But like, there was a guy. I might. I'm recovering from a broken toe right now.
All right, let's get on track. So he says pop socket.
Right. So he's asking me what it is. What's it called?
Yeah.
We start talking. We're hitting it off. He's cute. He's fun. I can tell he's a little nervous.
Yeah.
And I like when I can tell men are nervous about me.
That feels good.
That's fun. It makes me feel powerful.
Yeah.
Right. We exchange Instagrams. I get off at my stop. He gets off at his stop.
Now,
and then
stop there.
Okay.
Is that a cop out? The Instagram, like if he's gonna text you, shouldn't he just get your number?
I didn't want to give him my number.
You didn't want to?
No.
Why?
Because I just met a random man on the subway.
The number is still sacred.
Well, also, I wanted to get his Instagram because that gives me more information about him.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, let's be honest. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, sure, you can follow my Instagram. I give you my hostagram, right? So it's public anyway.
Yeah.
So there's nothing on there that you wouldn't not know about me.
You're saying hostedgram? What did you say?
My hostagram.
What's hostagram?
My Instagram account that's connected to my whole life.
Your hostagram?
No, my hostagram.
Hostagram.
Yeah.
Connected to your whole life versus
my whole life. As in all my glamour modeling and
so
stripping.
It is your whole life.
Hostagram for my whole life.
Got it. Oh, they said your whole life.
No.
Whole life. And your whole life is so much less of your life.
It's actually more of my life, I would say.
Fine. So do you fear, as a sex positive woman, that somebody could take it the wrong way?
No, because if someone takes it the wrong way, it's not someone that I want to talk to anyway.
Sure.
So it's a great way to weed people out. But in this conversation where we met, I mentioned that I was in sex work.
Yeah.
Right off the boot. Because if someone's not down with that, I don't see any reason in wasting any more of my time talking to them.
How often are they not down with that?
Sometimes, for sure.
Really? What do they say?
Usually they'll have questions, so it's always helpful because it gives me a chance to educate them on things that they might be misinformed about.
Right.
And
so
it helps reduce stigma.
Oh, you're in porn. Oh, you've been trafficked. Oh, you're like a
child.
Right.
XYZ, all of these things. Or, oh, you're not the kind of person I think of sex workers as. Right. Like, oh, you're educated and articulate.
A shirt.
Right? You're wearing a shirt.
Right.
You went to college.
Right. Sure.
Like, you seem like you have your shit together a little bit. How could you be a sex worker?
Right.
And so I actually really, it's one of my favorite pastimes.
What's your pitch? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'll go on a plane and I'll have these conversations with my seatmates. And then at the very end, they'll be like, oh, what do you do? And then I'll be like, I'm a stripper. Yeah. And then I watch their whole opinion and perspective of strippers change in a moment.
You see stripper specifically?
Usually, because that's like a very cut and dried. Like people have an idea of what they think a stripper is and who they think a stripper is.
Work, it's very vague right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole umbrella, which I'll use that with other sex workers because they know what it is.
Yeah. So
but
I don't know.
Like a random
no. Sex work, I never know what that means anymore. It's like, are you selling foot pictures or are you physically fucking a person?
And everything in between.
Right. Right. And I think look, I appreciate the fact that we talk about and all this stuff, but I think for the people that aren't as aware as us, I think the term is too vague, and I think it's not that it's harmful, but it's difficult. What's even ringing?
I think I'm getting a package right now.
Should
we gotta get my package.
All right.
Sorry.
The camera fell down. Worked out good. We had some other stuff that was not working, so it worked out fine. We're back. We never really left.
Never left.
You got an Amazon package. Just hoe shit, obviously.
Yeah, definitely sex toys.
Everything.
No, it's home decor, but
that's the same thing to me. So let's talk about this plant. I really am.
Wait! I didn't tell the fun roller coaster of this story yet.
Well, you got your Amazon package.
I got distracted.
So you're
on the train. We exchange Instagrams.
Do the thing.
We chat on Instagram.
Why you do the stuff? I should just let you tell the story.
Yeah, chat on Instagram. Then we talk on the phone briefly.
What is his Instagram like?
His Instagram. He's a musician.
Yeah.
I did not get it cleared with him to share his Instagram.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
don't.
Okay.
No.
But I mean,
we don't. All that I know is the people that watch us are jealous of anybody who gets to fuck the guests.
He's really hot and super in touch with his emotions.
Okay. That's good.
So he's a musician who used to work at a daycare, like taking care of children, and then he worked at a women's shelters.
Okay.
So this man is like in touch with all the feelings and communication.
So let me ask you a weird question.
Okay.
Because it's perfect, do you think any of it's bullshit?
Oh, it's not perfect. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
But none of it is bullshit in that side of it.
Sure.
Like, we have all these amazing open conversations. Our first date, we have a picnic in the park.
Yeah.
And he brings a guitar and art supplies and serenades me while I'm making art. And it's really fucking cute.
It's great.
And then we go to his place and have sex. And then here's where it gets weird. He has terminal cancer. And he has been given 1 year to live.
I don't think any of this is real. This is a movie.
This is a movie. Completely real.
I don't believe
My
him.
life is a fucking movie.
I don't believe him. I think he's got a second apartment and he lives.
He has like 18 different scars all over his body from these. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, I don't mean to diminish your thing. I'm in therapy and I hate it when people minimize my things. So all of this is real. It's funnier as a comedian if it's not, but it is real. And it's wild.
It is wild.
What are you going to do so that you don't
well, we talked about it. We had a whole conversation about like, oh, well, you know, I could definitely develop feelings for you. We're having yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, he also said it. But I was like, we're having this incredible sex. Yeah. Like, the sex is unreal. It's so good. And his dick is beautiful.
And the cancer's not it doesn't affect sex areas.
No, it's not. No, it's like he has like a tumor on his foot and in his lung.
Oh.
Good time. He's been given 1 year to live.
Gone. So it started somewhere and made it the other place.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's why he's dead.
Yes. I mean, hopefully that it won't happen and he'll have like a miracle cure. But I had to be like, I can't fall in love with you.
A miracle cure? Do either of you think that that's an opportunity?
I think that he remains hopeful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, only time will tell, right? You have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, death is a pretty certainty.
Yeah, it's just a question of when.
And as somebody who's been dealing with a tumor for 2 years, and every time they try to work on it, things in my life get a little worse, and my vision gets a little worse. And finally being like a patient, like, doctors don't fucking know anything.
They really
Which actually
don't.
you could take that positive, or you take the negative. I take it negative because it's like, you're not fixing me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine that that's what most of this shit is. I have the best doctors. Like, I go somewhere and they tell them a thing, and they go, I tell them the doctor, and they go, that's the best. Great, they're the best doctor. They're an asshole, though. Right?
The best ones always are.
It's crazy.
I had a terrible doctor in Italy. He was so mean.
Oh, for your broken toe.
For my broken toe.
Yeah, well,
he was so mean. He was making fun of me.
It's a 15-minute encounter.
He was like, you won't be able to shower for 6 weeks. Ha ha ha. I was like, fuck you, Italian doctor.
You just go like this.
He was being a dick.
So, okay, wait. So let's stay on the thing.
Okay.
So
the straight and narrow.
If we go positive, then doctors don't fucking know, and then he can live as long as he wants.
Maybe.
But we don't even think that one's real.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything, except don't fall in love with him.
Except, yeah.
How do you do that?
Unless it... That's a great question. If you have an answer, please tell me.
How do you do that?
I'm trying to, like, emotionally keep myself a step away. And I'm obviously, like, gonna keep fucking other people.
Yeah.
Because that helps, for sure.
Is that within the bounds of what you're doing? Is that fine?
I mean, I told him that I don't want anything that's exclusive.
Yeah.
So that's a conversation we had immediately.
It's right out. Right out the gate.
I'm not trying to make anyone think that I'm trying to be in an exclusive relationship when I'm not.
Because you just got to New York and it's fun space, or
I think I might be done with monogamy
forever.
I won't speak to forever, but at least for now.
That sound between the question and the answer was incredible.
So loud.
I'm just gonna isolate that. Who's forever?
I don't know shit about forever.
Yeah, that's funny.
I didn't even get any tattoos because that's too long term of a commitment.
How much of a religious shame still works its way into your life?
It pops up in weird ways.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you about the sex thing. But you were talking about the sheets, and I was wondering whether or not you're like, you think that God doesn't want you to come.
Oh, no.
But God wants you to come.
I don't really care if God wants me to come or not.
Fine.
But I think that if God was a God that made people with the ability to enjoy pleasure and then told them to not have that pleasure, that God would not be a good God.
That'd be weird. Let's just say it'd be weird.
Yeah.
That's not God shame. You wouldn't let me. You wouldn't let me body shame a monster, Leonardo DiCaprio,
who is a human. See, the thing is,
so let's not God shame God. You don't believe in any.
I believe that there's like a greater something.
Yeah.
But I don't try to define what that is.
Well, but we were down a path. We were down a framework. You said if there's a God who made pleasure centers, he would be shitty. Did not want. No, it would be weird if he made pleasure centers and then didn't want you to enjoy it. That would be weird.
Yeah, well, especially also if we're made in His image, right?
Yeah.
So following like the Christianity
He's
thread.
got the sweetest pussy.
Exactly. So
Definitely.
God loves sex. If we're made like God and we like
God's
sex,
pussy.
God is a woman.
I would totally eat God's pussy.
But it'd be
I
very
don't think
juicy.
God would apologize to me for anything, though.
No.
It's my new kink. Do you think I can present that to somebody?
The kink or God?
The kink.
The kink?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, you definitely could. You just have to be upfront about that.
But it can't be like I need you to apologize for me to come. But I've only ever dated people that can't apologize. So now it's like.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
that's
it's
fun.
like So it's like years. And then, if we're therapy answering, then that means obviously my family can't apologize.
I was going to say, are we getting into therapy? Because I was about to ask about your mother.
Yeah. Well,
is she a narcissist?
But what I realize is that it's not necessarily my mother. It's more my father. It's more my sister. My sister didn't want me to be born.
Ooh.
So it's this kind of stuff. And so the thing where I make somebody laugh, that was stopping me from getting punched in the face. So that's what the life.
That makes sense.
It's like and to the same extent, I don't fear like violence because I know I can stop it before it happens for the most part.
You know how there's fight, flight, or freeze, right? The trauma responses.
They keep adding stuff.
Yeah, the fourth one is fawn.
Fawn?
Fawn.
And what is fawn?
So
mean?
like to fawn over someone is to try and make the person happy.
Sure.
To divert the conflict.
And I think
I think making people laugh is a big part of it.
One. Yeah. Yeah. Be like, don't hit me, I'm gonna suck your dick or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever people
do. You do that often?
Whatever
don't
people
hit me,
do.
I'll suck your dick.
No, I don't. I'm never in this situation. Although I'll be honest, that's so funny that it somehow came up. That's the best and fastest way. If I'm on stage and someone is like trying to do masculinity shit to me because they don't like where the joke has gone, I will like lead into homophobia. Not that but he's homophobic. Because I can tell because he's like trying to fight me. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, well, he's like, let's take this outside. And I'll be like, why do we want to take this outside? You want to make out? You want to make out? We can make out right here. So generally, I'm like, listen, I know one of us is going to get blown tonight. I don't know if it's me or it's you. So I will do that, but not for serious.
Not on the stage.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with. This is dumb, but I think it's woke. Like I want to be able to suck a dick to feel like I'm a more whole person. Does that make sense?
I think I agree with that. like that's like experiencing happiness and joy and then running away from pain or anger or any of the things we don't like.
Yeah.
We're missing out on the human experience.
Yeah.
Part of the human experience is dick sucking.
I wanna. It seems very difficult.
I'm sure you could find a dick to suck.
No, plenty of people.
There's a lot of dicks in New York City.
Plenty of people want me to suck their dick. Plenty of people want to suck my dick.
You could probably arrange it to make a pretty penny out of your first dick sucking experience.
OnlyFans is dedicated to men who want to see my dick for sure, and who I think get a little bit disheartened by seeing a woman do it. Well,
maybe one of them will want a guest star.
Want a guest, and so I wonder if that'd be my starting point.
Have you ever had a man suck your dick?
No, I wonder if that'd be the starting point. Is that I would do a threesome where the man is.
Well, let me tell you this.
But I don't have that attraction.
A man that likes dick and likes to suck dick is way more dedicated and loves dick more than any woman.
They say that, but that might not be true because I like the softness of a woman. I like the size play.
There are small twinks
of someone with a small hand and a I like these and I really like eating pussy. It's
pussy is great.
It's my favorite.
You don't necessarily have to choose between sucking dick and eating pussy. I don't.
Yeah, well,
I like them both.
Well, so I'm in this space where I think, and I was trying to again as a woke person who doesn't necessarily need to do this math, and maybe it makes me less woke for trying to figure it out. I think I'm more into a trans man than I am into a trans woman. I think
Why do you think that is?
The physicality of the whole thing. I don't know.
I think I could be into either.
Yeah, well, you're already
for
there,
sure,
right?
Yeah, definitely.
But one of the most interesting things I saw.
I mean, I'm just into people.
Yeah,
let's be real.
You
but
say that.
I love like feminine women and I love masculine men.
Sure.
No, sorry, I went the other way. I love masculine women and feminine men.
See,
I like that like balanced energy.
It's hard to say exactly what you mean sometimes. Sometimes you say the exact opposite. It's hard.
Yeah. But that balanced energy where someone's in touch with both sides
of
themselves. I'm a pretty feminine woman, but I'm also a very strong woman personality-wise, so I have some masculine energy in me as well.
What's the thing that, what's a turn-off sexually?
A sexual turn-off? My ears. If you lick my ear, if my ear has any saliva on it, gross. I don't want anything to do with it.
Will you lick an ear, though?
I'll lick someone else's ear. That doesn't bother me.
So interesting.
But like too much just bodily, like if you're licking my whole body, stop licking my whole body.
I know,
I don't
that's
like
what we're talking about. Yeah, it's like
it's gross.
There's something weird about like
and then
I'll
the
do.
wind hits it.
Yeah,
and then it just like makes you feel cold, and you're just all you can think about is ew. There's saliva all over me.
I'm with you, sister.
Why?
I don't want saliva around.
Why?
Well, and then I love, and like I said, I love a sloppy blowjob, but there's nothing worse. And I'm gonna use worse loosely, but you're just covered in slime when you're done, and that's frustrating.
Well,
and then even cleanup's frustrating because my current situation is like I can't just bolt into the living room and go get in the shower. I gotta like get a towel and like stop whatever's going on, and that's frustrating because I think about the towel.
Oh, then you're like, oh, the towel's dirty now.
Right.
Are you a little OCD?
I'm very OCD.
Okay.
Yeah,
fair.
For sure.
That tracks. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Good.
But the thing is, with this whole like licking thing, if I finally get past the point of being in my head and I'm actually in the moment with the sex, then it's super fucking hot.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, yeah, lick my whole body.
I don't want my whole body licked, but I do like somebody who wants to be licked. I like that I would like lick something weird.
Something weird.
That's not supposed to be licked. It doesn't necessarily have a pleasure. Like a foot.
Like a foot.
Yeah.
I like having my toes sucked. I'm not gonna lie.
Like an armpit, but that's a toe suck. That's very different, you know.
I like my feet being.
Sometimes I'm just in there, and the foot's right here. That's where it's supposed to be, and then I just get a licking.
Yeah, a little extra salt for your diet, sodium, to balance it out.
Women are not that salty, and women are not that sweaty, and it's like all these things.
Men are so much sweatier.
All these things that I don't find sexual and sexy about myself. But that I know other people do, so I appreciate them. I don't. That would be where I'm in trouble, being with a man. Sweat.
Well, you don't really know until you try it.
Not being the dominant force. All this stuff.
I think if you fell in love with a man, if you let yourself get to that point and it was able to happen, that it would make you appreciate and love yourself more.
I think that's true. I think that's fully true. Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. I find that all of my most of my interactions though with women are the more positive ones, and I think women understand me more.
I think women are just better.
That's probably true.
Sorry to all the men out there.
Yeah, I don't think
there are some good ones. There are some good ones.
We had our day. You
had like 4,000 years.
Yeah, we had our day. I'm not like. I can't represent the patriarchy. I'm just like some sort of like mixed Italian thing that like never got a lot of respect historically, right? So I'm not clumped in there. So I can't. I'm not benefiting from the patriarchy. Are
you sure about that?
Not. Listen, we can have the debate.
You're not benefiting from the patriarchy? Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's have the debate. Where would I benefit in my current state?
In your current state?
Yeah.
Well, you benefit from the patriarchy by your ability to walk around at night and feel
100%.
safe.
That's fair.
So right off the bat,
that's fair.
You've been proved wrong.
But then I'm in another space, and I don't know if this goes outside the patriarchy. But I have an energy and a vibe about me, and a physicality about me that kind of says, A, he belongs here, and B, let's not see. So like I generally don't get fucked with. And then if I do end up in like a rage space,
how tall are you?
Terrifies people. I'm not that tall. I'm 5'11". I'm
5'3".
I get that. I get that.
So I just want to point out.
But I shouldn't be taller or bigger than most men. So I don't know. Is that part of the patriarchy?
You're at least like equal size. The average height for a man in the U.S., I believe, is 5'9".
You just carry that around?
I am full of factoids.
So funny. Would you date a man who's 5'9"?
I actually prefer men that are slightly shorter because I don't like breaking my neck trying to look at someone.
Interesting.
Yeah, if the guy's like 6'2", if it says that on a profile, it's almost always a left swipe for me.
It's also, just to be clear, if he's 6'2", he's not 6'2".
Even if he's not, the fact that he felt the need to put it on there means that he's maybe insecure about his height, and I'm not trying to fuck a man that's insecure.
Yeah, somebody puts a height on their thing sucks. And a woman who puts the height that she needs in there, she sucks. It's just not. No. It's just not relevant. It's weird.
It's not. But I have met men in public and been like, "Damn, you're hot. Oh, but you're too tall."
Yeah, fair.
So I am still.
That's fair.
Maybe a little.
I'm trying to think. I think I have a physical type that I will accidentally, without thinking about it, kind of default to.
Yeah, I think most people do.
I'll send people away on an app without really thinking about.
Oh, you know what? I know why it is that guys that are too tall bug me. It's because my first relationship, my first partner was with a woman that was like an inch shorter than me. Yeah. Inch and a half shorter than me. And so like that was 4 years of just being with someone that I literally saw eye to eye with all the time. Yeah. Right on lip level, right on tit level, like all of the things.
I don't know. I don't know how to.
It was great.
I remember in college, I remember that I was like experimenting with sex for the first time. It was like it was my second girlfriend, and we're having a lot of sex. And I remember the first time we were like somewhere standing, and I remember how I was like, I didn't realize how short you are. Like I've never. You live next door, and you've just been coming over.
And you just been fucking. And
5 months. I had no idea how short you were, and everybody's the same height in bed.
More or less.
I'm going to put that on a bumper sticker. Yeah.
Everyone's the same height in bed.
If you're 5'1" and he's 7'1", that's gonna be like a physical difficulty.
Yeah.
But generally, you're gonna be in the range where I can figure out how we're the same height. I can figure out how to put my foot on your foot, even if you're shorter than me. I can figure out how to put my foot on your face. You know what I mean? I can figure out how to.
Is that something you do often?
It depends. Yeah. So I dated a really tall girl, and somehow I could put my foot on her face, and it was the same kind of thing. It was like she was very new to sex. And then I was just doing stuff that I'd never done before.
Just testing the waters, experimenting.
I don't know. We were just, it's like what you were saying. Like we were just vibing in like the fucking.
That's what's up.
And then you just
nice.
like, I don't know. It feels like I can do this. And then if you have a question, because it's like violent, you ask. And then they go, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's try. So that's what that was. That was fun. We did something. I feel like we did something else weird.
Probably, knowing you.
Yeah, no.
And the limited knowledge I have of you.
So I do have a gripe with all men in the way that they're like, is purveying the right word? The way they're like trying to gain anal, because there's so many people that are like upset with anal.
I don't understand it.
And they're like, oh, I tried it, it's no good. It's the same kind of thing. It's like once you're in a space where all of your holes are relaxed and open, then you're good. I don't know how to then you're good. Everything's wet. Everything's whatever. It's like it's.
Yeah, but it's not just about like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
It's about other aspects, like how weird it feels the next day.
Okay.
I am not a fan of anal.
So.
It's just so complicated. Like it's so much work for an experience that's.
Why does it work?
Why does it work?
Tell me.
Well, you want to make sure that everything's clean. You want to make sure that you're not, because when you first have something go into your ass, it feels like you're shitting.
Okay.
It is the same sensation. And so you're panicking a little bit. It's very hard to relax when you feel like you're pooping on someone.
Interesting.
And so it's just not enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then even if you know and you've done the preparation, right, like the edema or whatever.
Yeah.
To like clean it out and flush it. You have your diarrhea earlier in the day as you clean yourself out, right? Tell me this isn't work.
Sure.
And then you go have the anal sex, and the whole time it feels like you're shitting. And then maybe if you finally relax enough to actually enjoy it, it's like, okay, it's not better than vaginal sex.
Sure.
And then the next day afterwards, your butthole leaks a little bit the whole day.
Okay.
And you feel weird the whole day.
Yeah.
And you're like, was this worth it? No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
If you're a man that wants to have anal with me, you can go fuck yourself. Or find a man that wants to fuck you, because guess what? There are a lot of gay men that like fucking assholes. So if you really want, you know what? There are gay men that like having their asshole sucked. So if you really want anal and your girlfriend doesn't want to give you anal, ask her if she's comfortable with you fucking a man.
So I don't think we need to go that far.
I went on a rant there.
I do find it, and I don't want to interrupt it. I do find it funny when women are like, "Oh, you want anal so bad? Why don't you let me peg you?" And it's like, it's just not an equal thing. It's like, I don't want my earlobes licked. You don't want your earlobes licked. Like,
see, but
that doesn't mean I don't want to lick an earlobe, right? So if I like whatever I don't as a man want to put my dick anywhere you don't want me to have it, right? But I also want you to be open for some new stuff that maybe you've disqualified in the past.
Maybe you should be open for new stuff that you've disqualified in the past.
And I am. No, and I am. And
do you like being pegged?
And I've never. And so and I've and
should be open to it.
But I mean, but it's not equal, right? It's like you don't want it.
Both people have a butthole that's very similar.
I know, but we should only put things in the people's buttholes that want it in there.
So if the girlfriend said she doesn't want it in there,
it would never be a discussion beyond that.
Okay, but you think that she should be open to new things.
I don't love somebody who like shows up and then you meet them and they go, "Oh, I don't do A, B, C, and D," because I had a bad experience. I think that's a bad place to start as a person, right? Whether it be sushi or anal. I think you should.
I see your point.
I think you should be open all the way. And I've been in scenarios where I'm vibing with somebody who I just put my foot on their face, and they're like, "I don't know. Do you want to try? Do you want to switch holes?" Right? And I like that space. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I will say things do not feel the same with every partner, for sure.
Yeah.
And there are things that I've been closed off to with certain partners that with other partners I'm like, you know what? No, this feels good. I feel safe with you.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be.
I got to figure out how to say this one without it sounding... I got stuck at a party once sounding like a toxic male because somebody was talking about how they don't like swallowing while giving head, and I offered a simple solution. I was like, "Oh, you shouldn't blow that person at all," because my perspective was, the person that I want to like put my mouth on, I want to swallow all their stuff. I want it all. I want it all.
If
everywhere.
You're not into all the things, why are you fucking that person in the first place?
That's my point.
Yeah,
and so it went this other way, which is like, no, if you suck a dick, you have to swallow. And I was like, that's not what I said.
No, not that.
Get me out of this. Get me out of this thing I'm in.
But you should have sex only with people that you really want to be having sex with and you're really enjoying.
I found out recently.
But also,
I don't think people are doing that.
Some doesn't taste good.
Maybe.
Even if you love the person, sometimes it's gross.
Okay, well that's unfortunate.
So eat more pineapple, man.
That's unfortunate. I think it'll eat into the thing. I think because there
was a woman that I really liked who squirted.
Hated it.
And it just tastes. She was a bodybuilder and she ate she had a lot of creatine in her diet.
Yeah.
And it just tasted so gross.
Yeah.
And I kept making her comment. I kept being like, "Why am I doing this?"
Does she know?
I didn't say it to her.
Yeah.
It was her birthday. I couldn't.
I broke up with a girl because her mom's. It wasn't the main factor, but it was in there that her mom had a horrible breath. And I broke up with the girl because she had horrible breath, like just like this plaquey kind of smell. And the second one was more like a reaction to the first one. But like we were hanging out in the we were at Sunday dinner all the time, and so I can't have like smells and it's all like it feeds into attraction.
Yeah.
And if you're and it's like to some degree, it's like once we get into like yoga, Reiki, all that like linear stuff, it's like if you don't like how somebody tastes, that eats into a little bit of like the enrichment of the relationship and like your sexual attraction to them. And then you're like, is it a higher power that's deciding that we shouldn't be together because I hate the way he stinks?
Well, that's like the ick factors, right? You've heard this term, the ick?
No.
To catch the ick?
No.
Okay, it's a new thing. All the kids are saying it.
All the kids are saying
it.
Isn't that you?
I have younger siblings.
Everyone under 30 is the kids for me. It's going to be under 40.
So I'm a kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
the
Daddy.
Ick.
The ick. The ick is a term that's used when there's like a little thing that just gets you. Yeah. Like if someone licks your ear and suddenly all of the things that you found attractive about them, you can't even remember anymore because all you can see is the one thing that's driving
Somebody
you wild.
Somebody says the N-word at
you
dinner.
Can't stand.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I have the ick. Everything about you is canceled. I can't.
Wow.
It's this one little thing that just changes the perception. You don't get the ick?
I get it, and then I fuck them for another 5 months. I don't know how to break up with people.
I want to be your therapist.
I don't know how to leave.
I want to take you apart.
My therapist is not doing enough work.
I'll be your therapist.
Please.
I will take you apart.
Please.
On camera. If needed.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to leave. I don't know how to do it. And like all my friends are over it. They're past dealing with it. They're like, yeah, we told you should have left. And now they're out and then in the middle they're like, all right, well, try this, or like trying to be supportive.
Right, give it this chance.
And now they're just like, you're not doing it. So, yeah. The ick.
Maybe you want to be a victim. Maybe you want to be able to talk about how it's a shitty relationship and feel like someone is hurting you. That's a perspective. Without actually changing anything.
That's a perspective.
Does it give you a sense of power to be able to say that you're the victim?
No. That's what I said. That's a perspective.
Yeah.
No, I feel physically unable. I feel like harm will come my way if I do what I want.
So it's fear-based.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I fear the anger and the anger space. And this is the thing I tried to talk to with this person was I was like, listen, your anger scares the shit out of me. You have violent and like what's the other thing? Like what's the word?
Is it like outbursts?
Retaliatory.
Retaliatory.
Everything is retaliatory with this person, and that's frustrating. But tell more about the ick. I have to add time to the meeting. Yeah. And then you tell me more about the ick as I add more time to the meeting.
The ick. I feel like I kind of described the ick already. Like for some people, okay, an ick would be someone chewing with their mouth open. One that happened to me specifically. People licking my ears is such a huge ick for me.
If someone licks your ear, you don't ever want to be in a relationship with them ever again.
No, I'll tell them, and if they do it again, then I wouldn't.
Interesting.
But like you can't expect someone to know that. But no, another ick is like there are opinions that are icks. Like if someone is rude to a waiter or to a server.
Sure.
Instant ick. I'm like, you have no respect for other people. Why would you have respect for me down the road? Fuck this, I'm out.
Yes. I had somebody break up with me once because they didn't like the way that I talked to somebody in a hierarchy situation where I was at the top of the hierarchy, and everybody in the hierarchy knew the deal.
Uh-huh.
And so it was constructive, and it was a thing that we had figured out. But they were like, I just foresee a future problem. But it was probably what you said. She didn't say it the way I'm saying it, the way you said it. But that's probably what happened.
That sounds right. That sounds
like basically, I told my, we say superior, but what's the opposite? If I'm the superior, it's not an inferior. That's not my
subordinate.
My soldier to do something, and the way that I said it was not appreciated. So that was
probably an ick.
That was an ick.
What are some icks that you've had?
Stinky mom.
Stinky breath mom.
Stinky mom.
There's an ick.
Ick. I don't know what else will stop me. Like, it'll stop me dead in my tracks.
If someone walks in front of me, like if we're going somewhere, we're walking on the street, and they don't walk with me, and they just walk like 2 feet in front of me, they're walking the same speed as me, but they're not walking next to me. Why?
So I have the opposite, where I've overcome them, and then they're slow. These are not icks, so they're not going to end the relationship because I don't end relationships. But so they've gotten and then they continue to go deliberately slower so that the gap widens.
I will do that sometimes.
Funny.
I'll just stop to see when the guy will notice that I'm not with him, because I'm like, if you don't want to fucking walk with me, then fine, we're not going to walk together.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to just walk off and assume I'm
these
following
things to being
you.
bigger things than they are.
No, but sometimes they're indicative of bigger things.
Maybe.
Like
That's fair.
if someone is just walking off and just expects you to follow them in a street, they're going to do that in other things too.
Maybe.
And in my experience, they do. So there's one person specifically that I'm thinking of that I was with that would do that. Every time that we were out, I would always feel like I was chasing him because he would be walking ahead.
Yeah.
And he just expected me to be following where he was going. He just expected me to keep pace with him. And I was like, I'm not being prioritized in this. And I looked at the rest of the relationship and I was like, oh no, we're just always.
Oh, sure.
I'm just following him where he's going.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I have some ones that are they're not even icks. So I want to get out of this framework. But I have things that are like the more I get, I don't know. So the more you get into therapy, you realize that like sometimes the drama is you, right? And like you're the thing. And so
am I the problem?
But that TikTok. I think, is it me? No, it can't be me.
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
Oh, I'm absolutely the drama.
So I had one where I'd be like, listen, we're going to this thing. Here's like one eventuality, and this would really be bad for me. So can you not do this one thing? Mm-hmm. And then almost like because I pick people that have to do the thing.
Yeah.
So then there's
pot
always
stirrers.
This. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because they stir the pot. They want to cause issues.
Yeah. So it's like, can you just not? I'm going to meet your whole extended family at this wedding. Just don't leave me by myself.
Oh.
We're like 8 minutes in. And she goes with all of her sisters to the bathroom. And so I have to have my first interaction with her father and mother, who already disapprove of me because of her own thing that she did.
Yeah.
And whatever information she gave them leading up to this. So they already disapprove of me, and now I got to just... And it's like 30 minutes.
Solo.
That I'm just around people that I know don't
and
even want
off
me to
in
be
the bathroom.
There. Yeah, or whatever, yeah.
Damn.
And then I was like, what did I ask you? And these non-apologetic people. It's these... I don't know, is it pots? Maybe it's a pot stirrer. I don't know what it is.
Poster?
Pot stir?
Pot stir.
I like that you don't know any of the words I say.
You say them very quickly and very quietly.
Maybe.
So I'm going to need you to enunciate better.
Listen.
As a comedian, you should try and make sure people can hear your jokes.
Don't bring my profession into it.
I'll bring your profession into it.
That's fucked up. You're like, listen, as a woman, you should understand.
How am I going to laugh at your jokes if I don't hear them?
Take a dick in all the holes, right?
Yeah,
it's not fair.
That's right.
Oh, I did in the wrong zone.
The parking?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think what happens is...
Did it expire?
Not yet.
Okay.
So now I got 2 going in 2 different zones because it didn't tell me which zone. So what I think happens is that if it's in the system, it doesn't register which zone it is. That's what someone told me.
I don't know.
I'll find out.
I have no idea. Yeah.
I'll find out if my car still exists.
Good luck.
And luckily, the guy who I'm working with owns a tow truck company, so he'll at least be able to track it down.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Good friend to have.
Yeah. Okay. So what the fuck? So I just found out your whole backstory of your life. You lived on a boat during the entire pandemic.
Not the whole one, but 4.5 months. Yes, I lived on a yacht in Singapore.
You met a guy who's a boat guy.
Yes, big boat guy, loves boats.
And he has like a full-time, like, what's the show?
He just likes boats. It's just like a fun thing that he does as a hobby.
Yeah.
And so he had a boat that we went and sailed on for a little bit. And then it was in March of 2020.
Yeah.
And then he had to go to a different city for some work stuff.
Why didn't you go with him?
Because it was just going to be like 2 days of meetings.
Yeah.
And like end-to-end meetings.
And you were like, I'm on a boat and there's a chef. I'm just going to stay.
Well, actually, I was going to just explore Singapore more. Because I travel alone a lot. I love solo traveling. I love exploring new countries by myself. So I was like, oh, well, you're just going for 2 days. Why am I going to go sit in a plane and wait for you?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll chill here. You know, I have somewhere to be. I'm going to explore the city some more. This will be fine.
Yeah.
Cool. You'll be back in 2 days. See you in 2 days.
Great.
Right? I'm not pressed. You're not pressed.
Yeah.
And the day after he left, the border closed.
Yeah.
And so then
he's where?
He's in Tokyo, Japan.
And he lives where?
He lives in a lot of places. He travels a lot.
Does he? But can he live in Tokyo? He's stuck in Tokyo.
No, he can live in Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah, he can live all over. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing that scared me. Like people that went places and then couldn't leave that place.
Oh, it was crazy.
And then they have to just spend money to live somewhere they don't live.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah. I had a friend who got stuck in Peru.
And so what they do?
That was a big issue. I mean, she had like a family that she was able to stay with.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just wait.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I ate through a lot of my savings over COVID. I was like planning to buy a house. I had my down payment saved and then didn't work for like almost a year.
Okay.
And that's why I'm not a homeowner.
Well.
Yet.
And you're better for it maybe. So I read an article where they were asking you some stuff, some of the bucket list stuff, and some of them was travel, but I was under the impression based on that interview that you hadn't done the travel. Where have you not been?
Well, there's a lot of places I haven't been because I want to travel literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Since that interview, though, I've traveled a lot more in Europe and the Caribbean.
Yeah, you just smashed your toe in Italy.
I did, yes. This summer, I spent a month in France. I did a sailboat tour of the Baltic with Denmark and Sweden.
Okay.
Went to Monaco and Italy, of course. So I broke my toe, and then I had a broken toe on the sailboat, which was great combo.
What's wrong with a broken toe on a sailboat?
Well, if you have a broken bone and you're on something that's moving quickly and you don't want to bump the broken thing,
I see.
You kind of just have to stay in one place.
And you broke the thing that's the most bumpable.
Exactly. The most important of the toes. Not only the big toe, but the big toe on the right foot.
Why is that most important? Are you
drive
right-footed?
Because I have a car.
Oh. Do you have that now? Do you have it in Brooklyn? Your car in Brooklyn?
I left my car in Maryland.
Yeah.
I did not want to deal with it up here.
Yeah.
No, I use it to like bring.
You oddly live on like the block where everything is. You live on the block where like the courts are. I made a phone call yesterday to try to figure something out, and I had never heard of the street, and that street is the one right before you.
It's almost like I planned it.
Yeah. It felt like
I'm on top of all the subways.
It felt like the universe. Yeah. I was like, I literally said to the woman, I don't know what that street is. It's the only street I've never heard of in New York. I need you to spell it. She spelled it like in the shittiest way.
Name. Yeah.
It's like
I know which one it is.
What's the J one?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell him what it is.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Don't tell him exactly where you live.
Thank you.
That's fair. We're somewhere in Peru.
Don't dox me.
Somewhere in Peru. I just learned what dox is too. I just learned
You
that.
just learned doxing?
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, that's been around a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Do you not know what pop sockets are either?
I don't know what anything is. No. I don't know what anal is. I don't know what Leonardo DiCaprio is.
Okay, but the craziest thing about Singapore and being stuck there was during the pandemic, they had these robot dogs with facial recognition software that would roam the parks to make sure people weren't walking around with their masks off.
Wow.
They got real.
Well, what happened? The dog would attack you?
No, it would scan your face and then it would send policemen to you. And obviously all of your information is in there, like your phone number, your address.
They knew where you were. They knew that you were on the boat somewhere.
They know where you have to like check in and out of almost everywhere that you go.
That's how Singapore works.
Well, during COVID at least.
I see.
But Singapore is very much an authoritarian state.
I see.
Yeah.
I've never been over in those weird places. I've never been in any of the places where they were caning people and where they make movies where somebody can't leave because they had the wrong pocket lint. I've never been in any of those places.
When you arrive to Singapore, in your little passport, they give you the welcome card that says, drug traffickers will be put to death.
Sure.
Death.
Yeah. I've seen all those movies.
No joke.
Yeah, I've seen all those movies.
Yeah,
it's so funny when we try to make that movie, too, because it's like they have to make the movie so that it looks like I was trying to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he was going over some times, he's not a real drug trafficker. He was just doing it the once. They have to make those movies so that we feel like it's cool that he went to wherever with weed in his ass or whatever.
It's just happenstance. It's not his job. Yeah. It's okay.
Right. He's driven to this.
Speaking of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, though,
he
was my first male celebrity.
Really?
Crusher
that you
first male celebrity crush.
Where are you now? Still with it?
I would definitely fuck Joseph Gordon-Levitt if the opportunity presented itself.
I'm sure we can make that opportunity present itself.
Okay, well, give him my number. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I'm sure we can work that out.
Okay, so we've talked about Cara Delevingne and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Cara and Ariana are my and then I have
Cara's actually probably not even in my top 10 of women.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she's cool, and I would definitely still fuck her for sure.
Who's your one?
Janelle Monáe.
Who?
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe was my first celebrity crush before Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I got frustrated when Janelle Monáe basically just made a Prince album.
Well, I mean, she was a guitarist for Prince.
Yeah, but
so it makes sense that she had some Prince influence.
Listen, I love that you defend the things that I'm against.
Yeah, I just want to get your goose a little bit.
Get my goose.
I know, I sound like an 80-year-old.
I like it. But you said that's who you date, so. Who's the oldest that you've dated?
The oldest that I've dated?
Yeah.
I think 53.
Or fucked. So fucked then?
Probably in their 50s, I would say.
And that's, how young were you?
In my 20s, my early 20s.
And you were, when did you get out of your evangelical swirl?
20. Well, got out of evangelical world at 18.
And to become a lesbian?
Yes. Well, to embrace my lesbianity.
Love it. Like I said, you clean up my shitty language.
Yeah, happy to help.
And so that's 20.
At 18.
When 18. Did you? At 18. Sorry, you said that.
And then I was in that until 21.
When did you decide that there was a heterosexuality that you were into as well?
Oh my God, it was like a Hallmark movie. So I got out of that relationship, and 3 months later, I went on my first solo international trip.
You're 20.
I'm 21.
21.
To Paris.
Yeah.
Paris, France.
That's where you got those bangs.
These came many years later, but yes, this is a French Bob. Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Amelie. I'm here.
Yeah.
And my very first experience with a man ever was in Paris. And it was
like, you can go to the bathroom. You are my girlfriend, or you are not. It's okay.
Why are you doing an Italian accent? We're talking about Paris.
No, I think the separate. Yeah, it's pretty. My accents are pretty weak, but the spacing is good.
You do not speak in a French accent?
No.
No.
Please continue.
Mon Dieu.
So what was his name?
Imri. Not French. He was Israeli American.
Sure.
He was traveling to France, and we met at a bistro.
Yeah.
He was so sweet and so handsome and so smart. He actually was the first person to introduce me to the concept of blockchain. Blockchain, yeah.
I love when they worked at
2018.
Yeah.
2018 was my intro.
You have to get Bitcoin. You have to get it. It's going to go to 40.
It wasn't Bitcoin, though. We were talking about the technology side of blockchain.
Yeah.
And the implications of that,
What's he do now?
Fascinating.
Do you have contact with every person?
He's married now,
Do you have contact with every person you fucked?
No. Definitely not.
Interesting. Do you have a lot of one-night stands?
I went through a phase after I'd gotten out of that 4-year relationship where, I lost my virginity in that 4-year relationship, and then I got out and I was like, okay, I'm fucking men now. Men are really easy to fuck.
I have to fuck everything.
I was like, I have to live a little bit. I didn't do anything all this time.
Yeah.
I was raised in a cult, and then I was with one woman for 4 years.
I'm not judging it.
Let's get a little out of my system.
Yeah.
So I had a year or two there
where... They call that selling out.
And I also did not want to be in a relationship at all, but I really liked fucking.
Yeah.
But I didn't want anyone to get too attached.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it. It's harder as a man to kind of live that life.
Yeah, because then you're labeled an asshole.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah. Well, there was a thing for a while too where there was a Yelp review for men.
Can you pass that website to me?
It doesn't exist. They had to kill it because it was generally just shitty to men. But I guess I was on there. Somebody had found me. Somebody that I was dating.
What did they say
about
you?
I had good reviews.
Oh, you had good reviews. Aw.
Which is interesting. This is so weird. I have a name. Oh, no, it's because they give me the names of the people now. I was like, there's a name on my phone that's been calling me with this person I've never heard of before.
Weird.
Sorry. I was supposed to still be on Do Not Disturb. I lost track of what I'm trying to accomplish.
This website where you can review men.
Yeah, no, that was the whole thing. But they don't have it anymore. But you could put these reviews for men, and then that would deter women from dating other men. And because of the patriarchy, I'm sure that's why. Because of the patriarchy, I'm sure we can put a review women's pussies website tomorrow, and it would stay up. I'm sure we could do that.
I mean, there's like whole subreddits dedicated to that.
Is that right?
Oh, for sure.
And I'll be honest, even when it's bad, it's fantastic. Like the reviews, it's like it's 10 out of 10. Always.
Sometimes the bad ones are the more interesting ones to read.
Yes. No, for sure.
Like almost always.
So the weirdest, and I won't even call it bad, but the weirdest sexual experience I've had to date is where I'm going in, and while I'm going in, she's going the other way. And then I'm like, oh, it's like a rhythm problem. And then I'm going out, she's like trying to suck in. I'm like, oh, it's a rhythm problem. She's a white girl. We're backwards. Like I'll switch the rhythm,
and
I switch the rhythm, and then I got 2 strokes of in goes in and out goes out, and then she goes back to in. So I'm like, so it was like, ultimately it was like we're allowed to use that much of my penis. So it's like it's just like this little. That was the weirdest, but still fantastic. A woman let me inside of her body. 10 out of 10.
There you go.
10 out of 10.
Attitude.
Yeah, like it's crazy to let me in there.
I once had a guy.
It's a horrible idea.
Who was like a client of mine at the strip club.
Yes.
He was the first person I ever gave a lap dance.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, but he was like really cute, and I liked him.
Okay, but aren't you? Isn't it?
But here's
isn't
the thing:
tainted?
we never had sex. Okay. He wasn't like a key client. Like he had come in with a group of friends and they wanted to do a private room. Yeah. And it was my very first night stripping. Was the night that I met him.
Great, I love it.
And
I love all your you've like all like perfect movie moments.
I know. Like who is writing my life? I'm just waiting for someone to
Joseph
hop in and be like,
Gordon-Levitt. He's got all of those movies actually.
He does, like Don John.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's a sexy movie.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's supposed to be the opposite. Isn't that so fucked up?
It is so sexy.
Isn't that so fucked up? The gnarliest, like most masculine photo that I have on my dating profile is the one that gets the most vibes, and like that always freaks me out. I'm like, you don't want oily, beardy, like masculine, like hold you down guy all the time. That's not.
Well, maybe you get those responses because you have both sides.
Maybe, but you can see which photo is getting all the energy. Anyway, so strip club client.
Yeah, and so I go to hang out with him, and I like want to have sex with him.
Yeah, he won't.
Super cute. I'm into it. He does this thing all night where he just teases me because he wants me to know what it feels like. He's like trying to get revenge on me for being a stripper and teasing men without letting them come.
Interesting. He sounds lovely.
John Henry, I would still fuck you if you're out there.
What do you think it really was?
I think it was that.
No, it's always something else.
Because I know that he was into me too.
Yeah. Maybe he had an outbreak.
I don't know. He also was like, maybe he was like feeling shy.
Yeah.
But he would get like so close and then just be like, haha, nope.
Interesting.
Be like, you want it too much. I'm not going to give it to you.
Interesting.
And it was so frustrating.
Interesting. I almost virtually got it taken away from me. I won't use the R word because that's it wasn't that kind of experience. But basically, I had like a thing where it was like a teasy situation. Just kept like escalating.
Yeah.
And she just kept trying to like throw it in, and I was like, no, we're not. I'm not interested in having sex with you. But that's different and not relevant.
It's like the inverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he had me in his bed.
Yeah.
At his apartment.
And you were like, I'm trying to get it.
And I was trying to get it.
It was pretty similar, except you didn't take the dick.
I asked him why.
It was the exact situation, except she kept trying to take the dick. Yeah.
Well, I would never take someone like I'm very sensitive to those things.
Thank you.
Certainly not trying to.
Thank you.
Do anything that's non-consensual.
Thank you.
But I was very confused as to why this guy who I knew was into me wouldn't just fuck me. Sometimes
you never know, and that's what's frustrating. That's what therapy says is you don't have to know.
This is what he kept being like, haha, nope, I'm not gonna get it.
But I think all I've learned at therapy is whatever somebody says to you is not also true. And maybe what they're saying they think is true, but it also isn't true. So nothing's real.
People are complicated. Who knows anything?
Yes.
No one.
Nobody knows nothing, and you're never gonna.
Jack.
All right. Well,
that's
you're close, and we can talk in length another time. But this is the length at this time.
Okay. Fair.
So this is the Sexy People Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
We have a new episode every Sunday night, Monday morning, midnight. We're on all the platforms. We have YouTube content today in front of some plants. It's a beautiful shot. You have to watch it.
This is Serena.
This is Serena. We're gonna have a bonus feature where we replant Serena. If we can sort it out.
I'm gonna try. I've never replanted a plant before.
But check us out. We're doing it, and but check us out on all the things, whatever platform you're on. You know the deal.
Sack of Antlers on IG.
How do we support you? All the things you don't have at this date. You don't have many fans, OnlyFans. You don't have stuff like that.
I technically still have an OnlyFans, but I'm not active on it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
How do we?
Not super into
how do we
OnlyFans.
give you? You're
I have an Instagram.
Are you
and
you're?
Follow me on.
Okay, and you're also susceptible to like things like tips and gifts. And
I am.
Okay.
I
didn't know what to call that.
To wish lifts. I have a Cash App that's linked in my on my.
If you want to just bless
IG.
the lady.
Yeah. My Cash App is Elizabeth Hansen with an E-N at the end, so ELIZABETHHANSEN 33.
Well done.
And that's Cash App.
What's 33?
It's my favorite number.
Why?
Because it's double the luck. If 3 is a lucky number.
Oh, I didn't know 3 was
33
lucky.
33 is double the luck.
We have so much like inverse knowledge. I think it's fun.
Hey, we put the two of us together. We're superhuman.
You know so much of this stuff, and I know so much of this stuff.
It's a Venn diagram where they're just opposite circles.
Yeah, but then that creates a much larger circle.
Aww.
So you're gonna have to include me in. I don't know if we talked about it before or after, but you have to include me in the sex positive New York space.
Yeah.
And you have so many more things to ask you and talk about, but not today. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting us.
And thank you for watching. Watch more. Every
Enjoy.